Good morning, everyone. Well, good morning. It's 10:30 here, and I am off up in the mountains. You can see where I am here, and so let me tell you, good news and bad news. The good news is I slept reasonably well, and no more bites. So whatever the problem was, fingers crossed, I think I have fixed it. I was thinking about this actually, and it struck me that perhaps it was a sleeping bag. The last time I used a sleeping bag was on the Camino with Ellie, and the last day that we were on the Camino, the last hostel we stayed in, there was a lady there who had bugs in her bed, and I'm just wondering if they got into my sleeping bag, because I'm in the bed next to her, if they got into my sleeping bag, because I didn't use it thereafter, and it was all wrapped up, and the first time I got used was when I used it as my duvet here in the van. So that's quite possible that that's actually the problem, of where they came from. I was struggling to work out where else it could have come from, but I washed it, as you know. I washed everything, including my pillow, my down pillow, but my down pillow's now in the bin. I couldn't dry it, it just went to mush, but I washed everything else. And I sprayed everything with Raid, and I got another tin of Raid this morning when I went and got some provisions, some bread and eggs and bits and pieces, and almost got a €200 parking fine for parking in a legal area outside the only shop I could find open. Learning here, do your shopping on Saturday. Nothing's open on Sunday in Spain. I mean, nothing, none of the supermarkets, everything's closed. So I did my shopping, packed up my stuff, paid up, did my shopping, and left Camping Sur, which, as I said before, was a lovely campsite, and I drove up to here. Now this place is, in fact, if you look up there behind me, you see all the little cottages up there? They're sort of holiday cottages, and the guy who runs it, his name is Javier, a lovely guy, a really nice guy, and I found this on Park for Night. And it's right up where there's a couple of really interesting walks that I'm thinking of doing. One I might try and do today. So that's the good news. I've got this. Look at that view, will you? That's spectacular. So this is what I'm looking out at when I open the side door on my camper van. I'll be sitting there looking at the view here. Wonderful. He's got a little restaurant up there as well. So if I don't feel like cooking tonight, I can pop up there and have a bite to eat. The bad news is the weather's changed. You may have noticed the sky. Look, you can see it up there, guys. It's grey and dark. So the weather has changed, and the forecast for the week is, it's not cold. You know, it's 18, it can be 18, 20, 22, 23 degrees all week. But it's going to be showery. And it's sort of funny here, the rain. So you get this shower of rain, and then nothing for a few hours, another shower of rain, nothing for a few hours. So you just have to sort of say, well, this is just the way it is, and bring a wet gear with you if you think you need it. It's going to be very heavy, because they're talking about maybe some torrential rain tonight. So you need to provide for that, or prepare for that. So here I am. I'm up in this little village, happy to pick a manure, and glad to be moving, and glad to be unbitten. Okay, so I'll talk to you later. So guys, here I am in Bolero, resting my legs, and this is the next day. So today is Monday. It's the next day from the last clip there. I didn't go for a walk yesterday. In fact, I just sat and I read for the afternoon and just chilled. I had a great night's sleep, had a nice dinner. I'm not eating an awful lot, which is sort of interesting. And because it's warm and all the rest of it, I find my appetite is much more subdued. So I'm not eating as much, which is good, because I need to lose a few kilos. So I didn't have a walk yesterday, and I waited until today, and I planned out a good walk for today. It is, what time is it? Early afternoon, 2:20, and I've just had my lunch. I made myself a nice toasted sandwich and a bit of salad. So I am back from my walk and had a shower and a shave, so I'm fed, so I feel great. What a walk I had. I cannot tell you how wonderful it was. So it was about 17 and maybe 17 and a half K, about 3.5 hours, and about about 720 or 750 meters of ascent and descent. And what was interesting about it was, number one, it was a long walk. Number two, it was a hilly walk. Number three, it was a varied walk. There were many, many different parts to it. And number four, it was really, really challenging. So let me just start and tell you a little bit about it before I show you some photos and stuff. The walk itself is a lovely big loop, and you can see it here. And I think no. And this walk actually is from the guide that I said I wouldn't use anymore. But I decided to try out one of his walks. It was a nice long walk, and I'm glad that I did. Some of the walk was on, let's call them gravel roads or hard packed, unpaved roads. So, this morning's walk has started, and I can tell you something. The climb out of the town was tough. I think I can't remember what the elevation gain is. It's 700 and something meters today. But yeah, boy, it's a beautiful morning. Perfect morning. Look at us. Some of us was on tracks, nice wide tracks. Just dirt tracks through fields and things used by farm machinery, and some of us was on very, very narrow tracks through, for example, olive groves, and some of it was up and down mountains, tracks about this wide, all rock, and very steep ascents and very steep descents, and spectacular views. So I found the walk genuinely challenging. And now I saw in a text from Ellie that she said, I'm still going too fast. And if I am, it's sort of strange. She's probably right. I probably am. But what was interesting was some of it was actually scrambling. And I was actually going up like this, stuff like this, and going down stuff like this. And very loose stone, wet after the rain last night, so slippery in spots. I actually stumbled at one stage and bashed my hand. And yeah, a tough walk, but a magnificent walk. Without doubt, the best walk I've had so far. The other walks I did up down by the ocean was just a flat walk, not very interesting. The walks up in the mountains I did before I went down, west of Seville, they were nice, but they were gentle walks through chestnut groves and cork tree groves and this kind of stuff. This was a proper mountain trail. I didn't meet a single person until I was almost back, finished the walk. I bumped into a Swiss guy heading the opposite direction. Nice young guy, and Leos, his name, a 28-year-old guy, and he was walking from Ronda to Cadiz. So he's a nice big walk ahead when he planned out the route himself, and someone obviously went along the trail that I was doing today. So, yeah, a great, great walk. Can you see the little goat there? Just a little baby, wild goat. I'm probably going to stay here. I'm not sure if I'll stay here tonight or not. I haven't made up my mind. When I finish this video, when I processing it, I upload it. I'm going to look at the map and see what other walks are around here that I might want to do. There are a couple more, so I might stay here another night and do another one tomorrow, or not. We'll see. But the weather, just a quick comment on it because I commented earlier about it. The weather is strange. Today is supposed to be wet, and it was scorching on the walk. It was really warm, and the sun's baking here. So maybe the rain comes. I said, I think earlier on, if the rain sort of comes and you get a cloud burst of rain, and that's sort of it for the 24 hours, and they consider that a wet day. So anyway, yeah, really, really, really enjoying up here. This is a beautiful spot, and it'd be nice to do maybe a couple of more walks, 2 or 3 more walks up here before I head off to the next mountain range. So that's it. All is good, guys. Everything is going well. No problems.